Who puts more of the fear of God into you when they're getting ready to wind up and hit a forehand?
I'm afraid of what's going to happen to your head when you drink them girly drinks. All the sugar.
I know, it's going to my head. It's
you have a headache yet?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Argentinian event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey guys, I'm Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. I'm here with... You just put the damn hat on or something. Today we've got Del Potro versus Federer on the forehand, so this might get personal. Hey guys, I'm Pete from Crunch Time Coaching.
And I'm Matt from Coffee Break Tennis, as well as Crunch Time Coaching.
We're out here in the beautiful Bahamas for our first head-to-head battle.
We're here to talk about the best shots in the world, what makes them great, and what makes them better than other great shots. Let's face it, everyone on the Pro Tour's got a great shot.
Everyone's got a great shot, Matt, but some are more special.
Out. That's right. How do we do this? There has to be some kind of order. We can't just be two idiots yakking back and forth.
Well, we could be two idiots yakking back and forth, but we do have some criteria. And the first is power. Then we have consistency, accuracy, technique, fear factor, and an open forum.
Okay.
So let's get into power, Matt.
What's an open form?
An open form is where we just kind of go
like
back.
Is that like a 1099 form?
It's like a, yeah.
Is it like a W-2?
Or I could have said the word forum if you were listening. Power.
The power. Well,
I think
clearly,
it's kind of obvious.
This is the easy one because Roger Federer clearly hits the forehand harder than anyone.
Oh yeah, sure. He clearly hits the forehand harder than anyone. When Del Potro's got a sledgehammer forehand, he crushes that thing. It's something that everybody on the tour looks to avoid. They try and get in that. They try and find that Del Potro backhand. No one wants to be in that cross-court rally of Del Potro.
Well, since this is a head-to-head battle, we're going to rate each other's player. So since Pete is going with Del Potro, I'm going to rate Del Potro.
Yeah.
I'll give him 5 Mr. Goats.
5 Mr. Goats?
He gets 5 Mr. Goats on power. But I hope you're nice enough to give Roger 5 Mr. Goats on power.
I will give Roger 4.5 Mr. Goats.
I don't think we can cut Mr. Goat in half, Pete.
We're cutting Mr. Goat in half. We're giving him half a cat head.
All right, 4.5 Mr. Goats on Roger, 5 Mr. Goats on Delpo. I can't believe I gave him more than what you gave me.
Yeah.
I think Del Potro, he can obviously hit the ball harder than anyone, but I feel like Roger can put a wall up on a ball easier than him. You know what I mean? If you get a very low ball, I feel like Roger's better equipped to set up and wall up that ball than Del Potro.
Well, all I can say is I respectfully disagree with you, Matt.
You think Delpo can take a low ball and put as hard of a wall up on it as he normally would?
I honestly do. Delpo, just, if it's on the forehand side, he just crushes it.
All right, well, let's keep in mind that Indian Wells court was the highest bouncing court we've ever seen in history.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Next topic is accuracy. Matt, who's got a more pinpoint forehand? Who can put the ball on the dime anywhere on the court anytime they want to?
It's going to be hard to argue against Fed. I would say Fed's got the most accurate shots ever, right? Wouldn't you say, Pete?
He's got a lot of variety on the shot. I don't know if he can really laser point and hit a spot on a dime, though, the way Delpo can rope that forehand.
Oh my God. So you're going to argue that Delpo's forehand is more accurate because he can hit it harder and flatter than anyone else. I guess that does help with
in a way. I think he consistently hits the ball deeper in the corners than Federer can do.
Really? You think the Federer forehand will sit up a lot more?
I think Federer doesn't consistently hit it as deep as Delpo. I think what Federer's better at is the angles. I think Federer's got better angles. He can move the ball off the court. Delpo hits the ball through the court more. So it's kind of a little bit of a give and take there.
I gotta admit, I can't argue with that. I'm gonna give Delpo 5 Mr. Goats on accuracy.
Oh! I'm going to give Federer 1 Mr. Goat on accuracy. No, I'm not. I'm going to give Federer 5 as well. Federer definitely gets 5. He's super accurate with the forehand.
We'll say they're both masters of accuracy. They just tend to aim for a different target.
Yes. Okay. Next, I'm very interested in getting this one. Consistency. It's a little different than accuracy. It's how many times in a row can you keep that forehand in the court without missing?
Well, to me, Delpo tends to be pretty consistent with his forehand. It's
very
his shot.
Consistent.
As he said, it's my shot, I never miss that forehand.
Is that how he says it?
That's what he said.
I like that. And what does Federer say about his forehand?
Well, my favorite shots.
What about Federer? Sometimes I think he can be a little bit of a shankopotamus.
Federer's forehand, yeah, sure, it comes unglued when he's really nervous at the worst times. But who's had a more clutch forehand that you could rely on in the pressure moments? other than that match point in 2008 Wimbledon where he put it cross court and top of the net.
See, that's the interesting thing about Federer is he's had so many moments in his life where he's been absolutely huge, incredibly clutch on the forehand, but then there's been so many memorable moments where we've watched a match and we're cringing like, oh, don't shank another forehand and blow this match.
It never seems to happen in the most crucial moments.
Are you sure?
On consistency for Delpo, I'm going to have to give him 5 Mr. Goats because he doesn't really miss that shot.
I like the way this is going. What about Federer? What are you going to give him? How many Mr. Goats has Federer get?
When it's on the line, 5 Mr. Goats. You're in charge of rating.
Oh, I'm in charge of rating Fed. I love this.
We rate each other's players.
Okay, I'm going to give him a 4.5 again.
Ugh.
And I'm taking the half point away for the Shanks. Sorry, I got to do it.
Next. What was the question?
The question is, Matt, is fear factor. Out of these two players, who puts more of the fear of God into you when you're getting ready to wind up and hit that forehand?
This is so unfair. Because this whole thing makes it look like Delpo's a better player, but he's not. He might be no, he's not a better forehand.
If you're anybody on the tour and you see Delpo getting ready to hit a forehand versus Federer getting ready to hit a forehand, who are you more afraid of?
I'm more afraid of Federer. Me and Federer both think that his forehand's better than Delpo, clearly because that's why Federer keeps going in these forehand-to-forehand battles with Delpo.
And losing in those battles.
He can't resist a chance to prove that he's got the better forehand.
And it didn't work. If Federer would have been smart in that last match and used more of his variety.
It's all about the court. On a fast court, the Federer forehand's going to be way better because the timing is way better.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All I have to say is with fear factor, I think Del Potro has it. Basically, the game plan against Del Potro is just don't hit to the guy's forehand. Try and find his backhand. Pray he slices all his backhand.
If we have to talk about who's going to, I mean, I get Federer's forehand is more scary, but you're definitely avoiding Delpo's forehand.
I think you're scared of this debate, Matt. I think you're becoming scared of this debate.
Okay, look, everyone goes after the Delpo backhand. That's the only game plan. Everyone went after the Federer backhand. These guys both have the 2 best forehands. There's no denying that.
That's true, but we're trying to figure out who's got the best.
Very difficult to figure out.
All right, well, how many Mr. Goats are you going to give Delpo on this?
I'm going to give Delpo 3 conch fritters.
What? No, you can't. You can't give him. You got to give him 5 Mr. Goats, right?
For fear of God?
Yes.
All right, I'll give him 5 Mr. Goats, but only 3 conch fritters.
All right, I'll negotiate with you. I'm giving Fed a 5 as 2. 5 is he's got a very scary forehand. Okay, now it's finally the open forum. You've seen that clearly I'm winning the debate so far. Now's your
I make up some ground.
Now is your chance to make up ground and let us know why is Federer have the best forehand of all time rather than Del Potro.
I'll put it like this, Pete, because you're a tennis instructor.
Yes.
And I am too, but you're a tennis genius master instructor, elite level, right? Don't you have a fancy title like that? Elite? You're elite something?
That's true.
How many times do you see a player with like a really good-looking forehand, a really good-looking backhand or something? You know, they got a shot that looks great, and then they go out in the matches and it falls apart and they can't beat anybody.
Well, yeah, that happens all the time.
You know, kids are coming up juniors.
Every day.
They get a great shot, but it doesn't help them in all kinds of situations.
That's very true. Where are you going with this?
I'm saying that Delpo's forehand is great and it works great on a lot of surfaces, a lot of different types of balls that'll work great.
Yeah.
But Federer's forehand is more of a it applies to everything. On the tour, if you're going to go play clay, if you're going to go play on grass, if you're going to play a fast indoor court, the Federer forehand is the one you want to pick if you had to take one because you can use it. It's more applicable. Is that the way? Is that the right word?
Okay.
There's more applications.
Okay. Maybe more applications. I see what you're saying. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's my argument. Del Potro, when you look at his game, especially now, he's starting to come over the two-handed backhand, which I'm very happy to see. But he basically made his comeback. He made his comeback with only a slice backhand and worked his way up and was consistently starting to beat top 10 players, made to the finals of the Olympics. It's amazing how he's been able to make his comeback with basically a slice backhand. Now he's come over to the two-hander a little more, which is adding another element to his game. But the guy has been able to come back and consistently beat top 10 players in the world with just his forehand. His serve is pretty good, and his slice backhand.
Yeah.
That goes to show how amazing his forehand is, and that's why I think he has the best forehand I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We can live with that.
We can live with that. What is happening? Okay, Matt, so that concludes
in conclusion,
our first head-to-head battle.
In conclusion, we're going to have to say that the Federer forehand is a better forehand than the Del Potro forehand.
No, in conclusion, I'm saying Del Potro, and in conclusion, what we're going to have is the crowd votes who did a better job. Comment below who has got the best forehand, and who do you think would be a better dancer than this guy, me or Matt? Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next head-to-head battle. See ya!